Hello, welcome to Prime Business. I am Emma Davis. Tonight, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry has appealed to government to publish a load shedding timetable to help businesses plan their production schedules. It laments that businesses are unable to produce at full capacity, but are paying for labor even though there is no power to produce goods and services. Speaking to Joy Business, the president of the chamber, Clement Osei Amoako, said a timetable will enable employers plan a roster for their staff.
The timetable is feasible in that it can help us to plan. You don't go to your office only to find out the light is off. No, you must be able to plan. And like just as I was telling you, you'll be able to manage your employees and know the kind of production you can do in a day and meet your demand for goods and services. And you can't just go in when you don't know what to do. And then the power outages come in and you'll be running around, employees sit down, and at the end of the month you pay them. Mind you, we are also producing for the rest of the world. We are in an open economy. We are producing for other countries for which we have to meet certain demands. And if you are not able to do that, they will cut short your supply. And it's a loss of revenue to us. And I believe that this is not something that the government can joke on. If the timetable is coming, it should be very short in the short run. Believe that this is not beyond their strength to restore power to us. Every effort must be put in place to get us to be able to work in full capacity. I don't see the difficulty in coming out with timetable if really you know the problem. It's only when you don't know the problem, you don't have solution. But if they really know where the problem is coming from, they'll be able to tell us that within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we'll have the power. And so we are putting these modalities in place within the shortest possible time to restore power. But if you are not able to do that, it means that they don't have the solution to the problem, for which I don't believe so. So we insist that they go on and do the right thing.
Away from power crisis, tax analyst Francis Timoboy is supporting the Ghana Revenue Authority's move to tax resident Ghanaians earning foreign income. According to her, the initiative has the potential to rake. According to him, the initiative has the potential to rake in the needed revenue to shore up Ghana's revenue deficit. Speaking to Joy Business, he stated that the perfect implementation of the initiative will improve Ghana's fiscal standings.
If you look at the 70,000 accounts that the GRA said they've even exchanged as of January, and from 40 countries alone, it means that if we extend the tenterhooks, we can even get more. And the value of that amount standing in the individual accounts to close to 3 billion, and they can access about $1.6 billion as tax revenue. It doesn't really mean that that is the amount that the GRA is going to collect. Now that they have the information, they are examining it. So they'll be inviting people to come and justify or explain the source of that income. If clearly we are able to raise about 1.6 billion, priors, you know that is even more than the VAT on the household consumption. And I think that we just have to work with the international partners like the OECD and the Global Forum for Tax Transparency, whose objective is to fight tax evasion. If we're able to pursue this, it will bring a lot of money. And besides, these people who are already in Ghana and any income from outside or foreign income, they are in the best capacity to pay the taxes. So we don't have a problem there. Mostly they are rich than the average Ghanaian who would normally be buying, electricity using 100 cedis or whatever.
President Akufo-Addo says his government has taken steps to enhance accountability and transparency in the management of state-owned enterprises and also to make them profitable. For years, many public enterprises have grappled with breaking even. However, in a bid to promote accountability and efficiency in state agencies, President Akufo-Addo has issued a new policy document that provides a strict framework that will govern the activities of boards and state-owned enterprises. The following report has more.
A new dawn for corporate governance in state-owned enterprises. That is the aim of the new Code of Corporate Governance for specified entities, which has been outlawed by President Akufo-Addo at the 2024 Policy and Governance Forum. According to the State's Interest and Governance Authority, SIGA, this will help improve efficiency in the public sector, a vision which has enjoyed the support of the Public Enterprises Minister.
Today marks a significant opportunity for us to engage in comprehensive discussions regarding our achievements, areas of improvement, and strategize for advancement. It is fitting, therefore, that we not only unveil pivotal documents, but also engage in meaningful deliberations aimed at exchanging and implementing effective measures in corporate governance across our respective entities.
For the first time in the history of this country, Mr. President, the structure we had, State Enterprises Commission, which would manage, and when an enterprise collapses, we pass it on to Divestiture Implementation Committee to dispose of it, which became the trend. Your presidency has halted that, and you've put in place all the structures that are needed to ensure that they continue to stay and operate profitably to contribute to national development. These two documents, Mr. President, complete it all.
President Akufo-Addo, who also joined stakeholders at this forum, intimated that he was unwavering in seeing to the profitability of state-owned enterprises.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you of the ambitious goal I set for our public enterprises sector, and that is for it to contribute 30% of our GDP. I'm pleased to report that I see considerable strides towards this target. Though impressive, there's still a long way to go from here. It is heartwarming to observe that by 2021, specified entities have significantly increased their total revenue to 121.8 billion cedis, compared to some 34.8 billion cedis in 2016.
For many years, state-owned enterprises have grappled with the challenge of remaining profitable. However, the 2024 Policy and Governance Forum is bringing together stakeholders to maximize the benefits of state ownership through effective corporate governance.
I'm happy to announce that 5 years after its establishment, today we are here to celebrate the success story of how these bodies are complying, how SOEs are complying, and it is having expression in the books of the companies that the state owns. I'm talking about the institution I manage. We made profit.
The Ghana Free Zones Authority is actually one of the most compliant organizations and will comply even further. So if something is supposed to be done in April, we would then endeavor to even do it in March.
This is Sugan reporting for Joy News. Kempinski, Accra.
The recent financial sector cleanup and the domestic debt exchange program have undermined investor confidence in the banking sector. However, the CEO of Business and Financial Times, Dr. Godwin Akwe, suggests that by re-evaluating policies and investment products, Ghana can rebuild its weakened savings culture, thereby strengthening the financial sector over time. Here's more.
The Money Summit 2024 was on investing for the future, rethinking investment and savings to drive economic growth and development. In an interview with Joy Business, the CEO of the Business and Financial Times, Dr. Godwin Akwe, highlighted the importance of restoring confidence in the financial sector by encouraging customers to adopt a culture of prudent savings.
I am here, assuming I have $1 million sitting at home. The question is, which vehicle will be the best for me to invest in? Whether it's direct investment, is it going to be using one of the banks, invest in the banks? Where do I invest? These are very important questions that we need solutions to. Also, we should consider the fact of the high inflation we have. It is not good for you to put your money down at home, saying that, oh, it is secure at home. You have friends coming to visit you at home and at night, which is not too good. All right, so investing is the best way out. If you leave your money for a month or two, remember the exchange rate will eat away the money. inflation is also there to eat away the money. So the best bet is to invest it.
The Deputy Managing Director of Fidelity Bank, Ataya Bojan, encouraged financial sector stakeholders to offer alternative investment products to customers beyond traditional instruments to meet evolving needs.
As investors, we sometimes come across as following the crowd. We all chased one type of investment. We either bought bonds or treasury bills. But the reality is that we also have alternative investments. Alternative investments like real estate, venture capital, and equity investments, where you identify a potential business partner, and that can be a small business that is starting up, and it could be an informal sector, SME, micro business, or a fintech, and invest directly in that startup. Alternatives that will have real impact on the sustainable and more enduring development of our nation.
The summit brought together key players across the financial sector and fostering collaborative efforts to reshape the industry.
In the dynamic world of manufacturing, local manufacturers have been urged to pay critical attention to branding, labeling and packaging of their products in order to thrive in the export market. According to the CEO of Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Dr. Ifua Asari, it has become imperative to sustain and grow the manufacturing sector through the production of quality and excellent products. There's more in the following report.
As Ghana strives to become the leading supplier to West Africa for consumer packaging, pioneering the way to supplying quality, sustainable packaging to the region's manufacturers, Propac Ghana has launched the 2024 Propac Innovation Summit to provide a platform for suppliers and service providers in the manufacturing sector to display the latest technologies and service offerings to both local and international markets. Speaking at the opening of the three-day summit, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Dr. Ifua Asari, underscored the importance for manufacturers to focus on branding, labeling and packaging of their products in order to remain relevant in the export market.
Indeed, strong branding is the cornerstone upon which businesses build their identity and reputation. A strong brand not only differentiates a product in the market, but also holds trust and loyalty among consumers. As we gather here, we are presented with an ideal opportunity as innovators and business owners to learn about the best practices that can set our products apart in an often crowded and noisy marketplace.
Managing Director, Montgomery Group, Alexander Agnus, stated that the three-day summit will provide local manufacturers the opportunity to come up with cutting-edge products that will help them compete favorably on the international market.
Ultimately, we want our exhibitors, both the local and international exhibitors, to connect with new and existing customers, predominantly Ghanaian visitors who are looking to source new products and services for their products. But we want to make connections. We want to make connections that matter, connections that can help exhibitors achieve their commercial goals and visitors to achieve their business solutions.
On his part, Chief Executive Officer of the Association of Ghana Industries, Seth Chuma Kwabwa, said, although there's been significant improvement in packaging, there's still more that needs to be done to tighten the loose end of the manufacturing value chain.
Packaging is very critical when it comes to the competitiveness of your products. We are not only looking at the Ghanaian market, we're also looking at the export market. And if you're exporting your product and your product doesn't have the right packaging in terms of quality, in terms of the aesthetics of it, the beauty and everything, you are not likely to be competitive in those markets. Even in the Ghanaian market, years ago, people were complaining about the quality of made in Ghana products. And we said, no, we think the quality is good. And with time, it proved that indeed the content, the quality is good. But then there were complaints about the packaging. And if you look at it, if you monitor the environment, you will see that there's also been significant improvement in the packaging of made in Ghana products. But we still have a long way to go.
Montgomery Group's Propac portfolio in Africa has grown into the leading packaging, processing, plastics and printing group of events serving the African continent. For Joy Business, Pius Kojobaka.
As part of its corporate social responsibility, the insurance industry, led by the National Insurance Commission, has donated over 2,200 units of blood to the National Blood Service of Ghana. The gesture is part of the industry's annual CSR campaign, which focuses on mobilizing blood units to support hospitals. Here's a report.
Climax of the 2023 blood donation campaign by the insurance industry, spearheaded by the National Insurance Commission, witnessed a donation of 40 packs of cesarean section packs to the maternity ward of the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. The donation was led by the Commissioner of Insurance, Mr. Michael Akufo-Addo, together with representation from various insurance associations. Together, the industry successfully mobilized 2,203 units of blood, representing over 200 units more than what was achieved in 2022. Michael Akufo-Addo is the acting commissioner of insurance.
As the slogan goes, if you do it for someone, you are doing it for yourself. You never know when it will be your turn. You never know when it will be your loved one. And so as a nation, it is our responsibility to ensure that our blood banks are well stocked. Blood is one thing that we cannot import. We cannot buy from anywhere. We have to donate them. That is the only source we get them. And so we will put in all the effort and the resources that are needed to increase. It's really beyond my expectation. Every insurance company, every broking company, everybody who could donate actually went ahead and donated. So the response has been overwhelming.
The outgoing director of the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, Dr. Emmanuel Shrofenyo, was full of praise for the gesture, but was quick to appeal for more.
From the statistics that has been given, we can say that it went very well. We got in a total of 2,203 pints of blood. Well, this is a significant amount of blood. But the national need for blood annually, I have just checked, and that is about 300,000 pints of blood. That is the amount of blood that the country needs every year. And so as we see, this is a very great achievement. There is still more room for improvement, not only for the National Insurance Commission, but for all individuals in Ghana. We need to come together and work hard to make sure that we're raking this amount of blood that the nation needs to save lives.
The campaign is spearheaded by the National Insurance Commission with support from the Insurance Brokers Association, IBAG, Chartered Insurance Institute of Ghana, CIIG, Ghana Insurance Association, GIA, Women in Insurance Network of Ghana, and the ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance Scheme.
The Dean of the College of Agriculture and Bioresources at the University of Saskatchewan, Professor Mary Burr, is calling for enhanced agribusiness practices to boost agricultural value chain. According to her, building capacity of agripreneurs as well as the mechanization and automation of agric processes will positively change the outlook of the sector. She spoke to Joy Business at a workshop organized by to inspire female agribusiness initiatives.
The workshop, organized by the University of Saskatchewan Global Community Service Fund in collaboration with the Technical Education Development for Modernized Agriculture in Ghana, seeks to address gender disparities and encourage female agribusiness initiatives. The participants were selected from various agri-colleges of education and other tertiary institutions. The pilot phase of the program trained 12 females, 10 from various colleges of agriculture and 2 from the University of Ghana. Dean at the University of Saskatchewan, Professor Mary Burr, noted that with enough support, agri-entrepreneurs can scale up and create jobs for others.
Ghana has enormous potential and is really ready to take up and make things better for themselves. I see that there is a problem. It's difficult to mechanize, but our young people, our Ghanaian young people, are very keen on learning new ways of doing things.
Professor George Odro Nkansa is the board chair of the Agri-Colleges Incubation Hub and shares some of the benefits.
And in the end, they become bigger enterprises, and then they also share the job creation activity. So then they create jobs, they become sustainable, sufficient, and then the women are happy with the society. Then it's part of the nation.
From agriculture, Ghana lost about 2,055 of its workforce in 2022 to breast cancer. In an attempt to ensure early detection of the disease, Kasona Global Imaging Limited has partnered Medical Scientific to provide affordable mammograms for the Ghanaian populace. According to the chief executive of the company, John Chibu, the partnership will help address the challenge by assisting medical facilities to access quality and affordable healthcare that will stand the test of time.
The partnership between Kasona Global Imaging Limited and Medical Scientific aims to weed out substandard medical equipment on the market and help ensure early detection and treatment of breast cancer to protect the country's human resource. According to the chief executive of Kasona Global Imaging Limited, John Chibu, it has become necessary to improve the fight against the disease through the use of quality equipment.
The medical landscape has remained that we have foreign companies, expensive companies come in here, and then they sell equipment to us, Ghanaians. 2-3 months down the road, those equipments break down. If you go around Ghana, you're going to find that there are so many equipments that are sitting in hospitals. None of them is working. What happens, in fact, is it costs a lot more money to maintain these equipment. So when the manufacturers drop it with us and they leave, 2 months later we do not have any equipment. What we came here to do and what we're trying to do is to change that. There is no reason why you will spend money buying an equipment, but that equipment is not working anymore. That's a drain, both on your capital and, of course, it's a pressure on the patients that cannot get the services.
Project manager at Medical Scientific, Stanley Sonkin, added that the partnership will break barriers and help improve the fight against the disease.
In Ghana, like many other developing nations, access to mammograms has been limited due to various constraints. However, with this partnership, we will break down barriers and ensure that every woman, regardless of their socio-economic background, has access to crucial screening services. Mammograms are one of the most effective tools we have in detecting breast cancer at its earliest and most treatable stages. By providing affordable mammograms, we are empowering the most important women in our society, mothers, grandmothers, wives, daughters, to take control of their health and well-being.
The company promises to make available Ghanaian-trained engineers that would ensure the equipment are continuously fit for purpose.
That's it for Prime Business Tonight. I am Emma Davis. For more business news, do log on to myjoyonline.com. Have a good evening. I leave you with international business.